All right, we're live. We did it. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Could you mute us over there? I could hear us.
Yeah, turn this off here. There you go. Okay.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
First episode of Monerotopia.
Hello, hello.
Cheers, audience. Is anybody watching?
I am.
Hi. Hi.
Wait, you're not on yet. Hold on a sec. I want to see if I can pull it up here too.
Yeah, you have to go on to Oh, concurrent viewers. There are two.
Okay, we got
One
two
live.
viewers.
Yay.
Hold on a sec, guys. Wait, how do I?
Sorry, bear with us here.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Yeah, click on it.
Okay.
We'll just click. Oh, get off. Oh, okay.
All right. So yeah, guys, this is Monerotopia. Not like the typical Monero Talk show.
Nope.
This is Sunita, by the way. Sunita, you should introduce yourself.
Hello, hello. I'm Sunita. I work behind the scenes at Monero Talk. I've been involved, since the very beginning. Always been behind the scenes. That was my first time out and about.
Yeah, we decided we wanted to start this show to bring Sunita up front from behind the scenes. And we just want a different type of show. Monero Talk is, such a serious show. It's just me grilling people basically about Monero and asking them, what they think about fungibility over and over again. So we wanted to do this a little more lighthearted. Anybody that wants to join, please join the show. So we're streaming it live and we're using Jitsi. So can you post it in the chat too? Maybe the Jitsi link?
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll see how that goes. And then we got a guest we're going to bring on as well, in case, nobody ends up jumping on and wanting to talk to us on Jitsi. But yeah, we just want to, talk about Monero, obviously, but in a more nonchalant manner. Oh, we're going to do a game. We're going to do the game show as well.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to do the game show as well. So I don't know if you guys remember Crypto Scramble. We did it once. But I guess it was like a year ago now.
Here, actually.
You want to put that up real fast?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
How's the sound, guys? Can everybody hear us?
Oh, someone said hello. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Say something in the chat if you guys can hear us.
So this.
All right, they're saying it's good.
This was a Crypto Scramble game. Wow, we premiered it back in April. You want to explain the game?
Oh yeah, so all right, it's a Crypto Scramble. They can see that right now.
Yeah.
Crypto Scramble, pretty simple concept. We ask multiple choice questions. Today we're only going to do one multiple choice question with 5 different answer choices. And if you select the correct answer, the correct answer becomes the top result to unlock the Monero key. You want to bring that up, and it'll be a lot easier for me to explain it. Basically, you unlock a Monero key by selecting the correct answer.
This was the first example.
Okay, so yeah, what was that question? What ring size does Monero currently use in its ring signature? The correct answer is 11, which is the word a field. Let me go back. Yeah. So then what you would do is you would move the word a field up to the top, and so the order. Wait, you're moving around a lot. So then the order becomes a field, ringing, desk, judge, and line. So that becomes the order of the words for unlocking the Monero wallet. Obviously, as I'm sure most of you guys know, there's 25 words in a seed. So today we're going to just do one question. So instead of doing 5 questions, we're just going to do one question. And it'll make sense when we do it, but it'll basically, all 25 words will go into order. It's going to be a simple question. I don't remember what the question is anymore. We did it a few days ago.
Yeah, we did.
Simple question. And so really the real skill is being able to, I guess, act fast and unlock the wallet. So throwing the seed into your wallet. Oh, this would be a good time to mention Cake. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Cake. It's on iOS and Android. It's open source. We think it's the best wallet. They sponsor the Monero Talk show, and now they're sponsoring today's show. So we'll say they're the official sponsor of the prize today.
Cake wallet.
And yeah, the other thing too, the prize. So what we're thinking of doing is basically setting the prize based on the amount of people that are viewing. So right now we have 6 people viewing. So we'll give away $6 worth of Monero. But we're encouraging you to spread the word. You know, get it up. If you get it up to 100 people, which is probably not going to happen tonight, but if we were to, we'd give away $100 worth of Monero. If you get it up to 1,000 people, we'll give away $1,000 worth of Monero. So encourage you to spread the word right now. Tell people to come on. You know, tweet it out. Go on Reddit. Get people over here. I mean, that's really one of the things I want this show to be about. You know, Monero, and this is obviously a great thing about Monero. Monero isn't, you know, like a pump and dump scam. It's not a pumpy coin. It's a real coin. It's, you know, number 3rd most developed coin after Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of the amount of people that are actively working on it. We'll go into this more and more. I'm sure you guys have all heard my spiel, but I believe it has real value. You know, it's digital gold, it's digital cash. But what the Monero community is lacking is really marketing. You know, people are trying. We have like the marketing arm of Monero there, but we're not nearly as good as coins like Ripple or Bitcoin or Dogecoin. Anybody that's recently seen the Dogecoin pump. And, you know, there's something to be said for that, because at the end of the day, you know, we could have the best tech in the world. We can be fundamentally, truly digital cash. But obviously another element to that is you need the user base. Yes. You need that network effect. You know, that's Bitcoin's claim to fame, is that they're the first mover. They have the network effect, and that's what makes them valuable. Dogecoin recently blowing up. What is it? It's, you know, it's a meme coin. It's a joke. It was started. I mean, literally the guy who's, I don't know if you remember, you know, you weren't really into crypto at that point.
No, I became a little.
I dragged Sunita into crypto, and she's been along for the ride ever since. But Dogecoin was the first coin I ever bought.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me the story.
I bought it on Christmas Eve 2000. The only reason I remember the exact date, because it was literally Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve 2013. And I had heard about crypto a little bit. I heard about Bitcoin. I was always into, like, I don't know, finding out, you know, whatever the latest and greatest is in the tech scene. And I heard about Bitcoin, but I never stopped to, you know, everybody has this story that got into Bitcoin. And, you know, heard about it, but never stopped to understand the technology. And I think around that point, Bitcoin was at like $1,000. And it had like its first, you know, one of its first mega pumps. And I was like, oh man, missed the boat on that. You know, I could have, you know, bought it for $10 and it would have turned into, whatever, would 100x my money. So I saw there was this new thing, Doge. I was like, oh, maybe they're going to pump this thing now. So I bought $50 worth on Christmas Eve. And the next morning I woke up and my $50 was gone because I saved it on a web wallet, which is like the number one thing you're not supposed to do, you know, not your keys, not your coins. Saved it on a web wallet. It got hacked and all my Doge was gone. But what it led me to do was actually start reading. I was like, there's no way cryptocurrency works like this. Like, you're telling me, so everybody that bought Bitcoin and owns Bitcoin, it could just get hacked and stolen like that. Like, it's like that's the tech. I didn't understand you could hold your private keys. I didn't understand any of that. But that's what led me to start reading about it and got me into Bitcoin. But the point I'm trying to make is, yes, it's a meme. Yes, it's a joke. But at the end of the day, that's what money is, a meme. Money is a meme. Let's bring our guest on. We'll bring our guest on. He's waiting patiently in the green room, in the Monerotopia green room.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being our first Monerotopia guest.
I am quite honored.
Do you have any libation tonight, or are you?
I am drinking a plethora of fancy beers. This one is Mama Pills.
Ooh.
Oh, nice, man.
Yep, just
Is it
found it at
hoppy?
the store today. It's pretty hoppy, pretty good.
Are you into the hoppy beers?
I am big fan.
I can't say I'm into the hoppy. I like beer. I'm into beers, but can't really do the
Hey,
hoppiness. I
now,
like
you-
it. I do it, but I'm not
Everybody has their thing. You have
Yeah.
martinis. I
We
have.
have martinis.
I have
To each his
hoppy
own,
beer.
man. Exactly. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick? You'll do a better intro than I can.
Yeah, so those that don't know me, my name's Andrew. I go by Fishhead on the forums, on IRC before, on the IRC forums. It is Floam412. That's my alias. So maybe some of you guys have talked to me before in the past. I first learned about Monero back in 2015. I was randomly scrolling Reddit, hitting the random button a bunch of times, and then I stumbled upon our subreddit Monero, and that's what led me down the deep rabbit hole. I am. I didn't go down the Dogecoin route like you did. I don't think I could invest into a meme. But when I have heard about Bitcoin before 2015, but I never had thought that I could be able to figure it out, be able to figure out the tech. I thought it was way past my intelligence. So I saw this and I heard of all these people being able, were describing it as something that was better than Bitcoin. I was like, no way, that's not possible. So I kept on reading up about it and learned about the fundamentals of currency, the fundamentals of money, that it needs to be fungible, that it needs to be equally dispersible and fair launch, not an ICO, not some scam. Um, and that's how I ended up here. Now I'm on your show.
When did I mean, yeah, I guess we don't. I won't ask the same questions I always ask on other regular shows. So we had you on. We had you on Monero Talk.
Yes, you did. Yes,
That was like a year ago.
Yeah, it was good time.
And
go ahead.
And at that point, you were presenting the project you were working on, which I can never pronounce the name of it. It's
Spes Monerujo.
Spes Monerujo.
Yes.
Monerujo.
Right.
Monerujo, however you want
How'd
to
you
say
get the
it.
name?
It's Esperanto.
So I really love the idea of Esperanto. Something about it to me it's thinking outside the box to fix fundamental problems in the world. And reading up on the history of Esperanto is fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to swear? It's amazing.
I think you're good. Say whatever you want as long as you don't get booted.
So yeah, it was amazing reading up on it. It's just an interesting part of World War I, World War II history, and I'm a history buff. And so I was reading up on it and thinking about well, I guess I should say this at the time. At that time, I was a huge fan of hanging around the collectibles section on Bitcoin Talk, and I saw things like Cassatius coins. And I don't know if many people have heard of this, but it's a loadable coin of Bitcoin that is worth a lot of money in terms of premiums now. Long story short. And so what I wanted to do is to create a Monero version of that. I wanted to create not a coin because there's a lot of costs associated with it, but an everlasting project that takes the profits of the sales and to continually generate funds for the next project, which at once we get to a point where we're generating profit and able to continue the project, I would donate all that profit to the general dev fund to continue.
How many sales have you made? Have you made a decent amount of sales?
Yeah, so the first series was the Boron Butterfly series, which for those that know Monero, Boron Butterfly was one of the hard forks or network upgrades, if you want to call it that, that went on. I think it was like 2 years ago. Anyways, so we made these notes. I actually have one right here beside me. This is loaded with 0.2 Monero, which you would see on the backside, it having a hologram covering the 25-word seed that can get you your Monero if you wish to peel that, which if you do peel it, it will leave a tamper-evident hologram. You won't be able to stick the sticker back on and try to sell it off as something that's loaded. And to me, that's cool. And it's a way for people to be able to hold a physical Monero or hold a physical Bitcoin or hold a physical Dogecoin. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you said, well, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I think you said you did want to give away one today, right?
I did. Absolutely. So this will be a fun thing. I think that, what you're doing is exactly the same thing that I want to do, but, it's going to be the quick race to who can swipe this as quickly as possible.
You want to do it now? We could do it whenever you're ready with that one. So we're at 19 viewers now. Like we were saying with the prize that we're giving away when we do the question.
Well, I think that the people who are the dedicated viewers that have gotten on here should be able to get this, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, so here we go. So again, tamper evident hologram. So I'm gonna peel this guy. So these I've done this before and it's freaking hard to get off.
Let me just check it though.
You guys can talk amongst yourselves while I try to peel this.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Yeah. So just to remind everybody that's watching. Oh wow, we dropped viewers as you're about to open it up. People don't want.
That hurts my feelings, man.
People don't want Monero.
That's
We
hard
dropped
to hear.
down to 21 to 15 as you're about to give away Monero.
God damn.
Yeah,
That's
we're
amazing.
Up to 17 now.
Oh wait.
I have 17.
Oh really? I'm lagging here. But anyone who's just tuning in,
2 minutes.
we're about to give away some Monero.
A lot more than $6 worth, mind you.
Yeah. What amount are you giving away? What denomination is that bill?
So this is 0.2 Monero. So whatever 0.2 comes out to be.
Oh wow.
Yes, 40,
like $30.
$40.
Okay.
Yeah. So if everybody's ready. So again,
Bring it on.
you won't be able to put the sticker back on after it's peeled. And this is the back side. And I will hold this up as long as it needs to be. And let me know if it doesn't. Hold on a second. This is going to be hard.
Yeah, it's a little blurry.
Someone's saying they don't know how to claim it. I mean, once he shows it, and he is showing it right now. I mean, that's the private key.
You know what might be easier is if I type it in the chat. My camera's not good.
Make it a little difficult for them. Put it up there. They'll have to screen capture, zoom in. I don't know. Can anybody see
I
that?
don't think anyone can see.
My camera sucks. Wow. This is.
I think I would be able to see it. One up there. Oh yeah, no, I don't know. That's tough. Yeah, so maybe you're gonna just have
Yeah,
to.
that's very tough. Yeah.
I'm gonna type it in and leave it at that because my camera is awful.
And for anybody who, I mean, Someone's asking how would they claim it. So that, that's the private key. So, you
It
put
is.
that, you could open up your Cake wallet or whatever. You could go to, I don't even know what the function is. You go to create new wallet, and then there's a section, where you could add the key for an existing wallet. And obviously it would load. And then what you're going to want to do is move that Monero off of it as quickly as possible before somebody else gets to it as well and sweeps it and takes it.
And
Yeah, somebody said sweep the seed, restore from seed, and transfer out.
it has been posted. So to those who are fighting for it, it's on there.
All right, go guys, go get them.
Go get
Let
'em.
us know. Let us know if somebody gets it. Post in the chat if you guys get it.
Oh, he put it on a Jitsi.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh wait,
He put it on Jitsi.
you posted on Jitsi or you posted on the YouTube?
Oh shit!
I'll paste it on the YouTube. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're gonna retrieve it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you need to grab it.
Grab it, please. Yes.
See, now you guys are the dedicated followers that I'm targeting right now.
But for anybody just tuning in now, so we're giving away that Monero, but we're also going to be doing another question where the amount we give away will be based on the amount of viewers. So right now we got 21 viewers, so we'll give away $21 worth of Monero. So if you spread the word, get it up to 100. We'll give away $100 worth of Monero. Get it higher. Let's do it.
We're at 20. We're growing. Slowly but surely.
I mean, what do you think of this, man? I mean, so obviously Doge is a meme. It's silly. But what do you think of this idea, that Monero needs to do better with self-promotion? Do you have any thoughts there?
It's tough for me to talk about it because the one thing that I love most about Monero is that it doesn't pander to that shit. It doesn't pander to the marketing hype that Dogecoin has, that Bitcoin has as right now. It's all about the fundamentals. It's all about true private digital cash, which is the sparking point of Satoshi's initial vision. I'm a really big believer in that. The product sells itself. The Monero is just, in my opinion, way surpassed anything that is out there right now, and I don't think that we really need to market that, in my opinion. But at the same time, I think it's a wonderful thing. If people are passionate about it, if people want to do that, it's awesome spreading the word about it. I mean, that's essentially why I created these notes in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Is to be able to it's actually funny. I actually was talking to my father-in-law today about Monero and Bitcoin, and just from all the past craziness of this past week, and I first showed him my notes and what that meant and what the private key under this meant. Actually, the matching note to this is what I showed him. I showed him the private key underneath the green version of this, which is 0.1. I saved the 0.2 for this show. But just to show people what that seed is and what it is to hold Monero, it's tough for people to grasp what that means. What is digital value? What is the coin?
Yeah, a lot of people don't even understand this concept of private key, public key. I think that's the real initial breakthrough when you start to understand that. A lot of people think it's like stored on a computer. They don't understand it's stored
or some like cloud or something. Or
right. It's not stored anywhere. It's math. It's just being able to derive your private key from a public key. I mean, you can, you never need to touch the computer technically to hold your crypto. And I just want to make one point. With the Doge people, with this recent pump, I went on to, I don't know if you're familiar with Clubhouse. That new app that's like, it's really blowing up. Elon Musk is supposed to be going on tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a Twitter, but you talk, you speak, and there's rooms where people are talking, and as many you can cram in as many people as you want that could sit in there and lurk and listen, and then you can like raise your hand and actually kind of like a Zoom, but for everybody, and you post different rooms. And so there was a Dogecoin room that's been going on for like 3 days, and it's quite sad actually. So everybody there, what's not sad about it is it's a lot of people that are getting onboarded to crypto for the first time. So they're there, they heard about Doge, they saw it being pumped by Wall Street bets, and they're like, what is this Doge thing? Maybe they already figured out how to buy it, and they're asking, is it going to go up? Is it going to go to $1? And as they're asking these questions, you have like hardcore Bitcoiners that are in there, kind of like trying to tell them the truth of what's going on. You have guys like me telling them, well, actually, it's not Bitcoin, it's Monero. But you're seeing them open their eyes and starting to realize. So I think Doge is great for onboarding new people to crypto. It is working in that respect. But I do think Monero needs. I totally agree with you that it sells itself, and that's always been my thinking. The cream will rise to the top. But I also think, at the end of the day, it is about network effect, and fundamentally the cream will rise to the top. But I also think you need to make sure that you exist long enough to the point where we don't get stomped out. Bitcoin is, and it's great that Bitcoin is catching fire, but it really is taking up all the oxygen in the room, and you don't want to get to the point where little brother Monero is essentially, suffocated, and to the point where then it's easily, it can be, attacked by governments. And we need a strong user base. We need to make sure the user base continues to grow, and we need to actively try to onboard. I think it's important. I think it's important to, at the end of the day, it is a protocol war, So Bitcoiners will be like, well, why are you trying to say Monero is better than Bitcoin? Why, let's all just be friends. And I get that, but at the same time, they're the ones that are the maximalists, and they say everything else is a shitcoin. Because at the end of the day, it really is a protocol war where you need to make sure your protocol survives, and it survives by reaching that network effect. And that only happens if you get enough people to actually actively use it.
Well, it's like, it's just like with the fiat system. If enough people buy in to the system, then you have that system run, no matter if it's, seashells or if it's gold or if it's Monero or fiat. If you have people buy into the system, I think that you're going to have a system last at least long enough to have an economy. But the difference with Monero is that you're able, just like with Bitcoin, you're able to send it over the internet, which the internet is, obviously going to stay here for the long term. Whether that gets better, I don't know, but I just think that it's going to stay here no matter what. And if fiat's not a sustainable currency, it's not. You can't put trust. You can't back a currency on trust in the government when obviously you're going to have the downturns in the economy. You're going to have these downturns in history where people are not going to trust the government. They're not going to value that currency, and you need to have something more than just trust in the government to back your currency on and to have a sustainable economy. Yeah,
we have some good comments coming in. Most people are not going to understand the intricate. Oh, we have somebody that.
Yeah, someone jumped on.
Oh, we have somebody jump. Let's put the Jitsi link on the live stream.
Okay.
This is dangerous. We'll see who we get. Who
wants to jump on and say hello?
Let's see. Most people are not going to understand the intricacies of Monero. That is why you have to market it and give it network effect. WSB types of hype would be great. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you, Patrick. I totally agree with you. I mean, I think it is important that we really start to get the word out. When you see people in these forums, when I was on Clubhouse yesterday listening to these people, I mean, they just don't get it. They don't get it. They're literally buying Doge, not understanding the tech at all. And then I logged into a Ripple forum, and they're completely deluded. I mean, it's scary. So many people, they're just not stopping to understand. All they're seeing is this is a way I can make money, which is, what's so great about crypto, right? I mean, Satoshi was well aware of the game theory there, that that's how it was going to grow by, through greed. And that's great. That's why Bitcoin is, hit 40K. It was literally out of greed, people competing and fighting to get a piece of that 21 million pie. But there's more to it than greed. You need to actually understand the fundamentals so you select the right cryptos. And I think
the beautiful thing about the Wall Street bets thing that just happened with the game stock or whatever is that it's finally slapping people in the face to talk about these things, to talk about the fundamental problems in our economy, and to actually think outside the box on how to fix this shit. It's so past due. It's insane. And if you look at what has happened since, and I don't know if people have seen this before, but look up. I think it's called what WTF happened in 1971. I think it's what it's called. .com. It goes through. It shows you the charts from when we went off the gold standard onto the fiat system, and just look it up. Just research your own way. You don't have to go on that website. Just look at what happened when we went off the gold system. It is unreal, the inflation and just the absolute corruption that's going on right now in government is unreal. And I think participating in communities like Bitcoin and Monero is a wonderful thing to passively protest the fiat system.
Yeah, I totally agree there. I mean, the greatest argument against Monero always boils down, though, to network effect. That's like when you really push a maximalist up against the wall, somebody that knows their stuff, it boils down to them saying, well, yeah, that's great and all, but, it's going to be Bitcoin. It's not going to be Monero. And basically the argument they're making there is it's one coin to rule them all. It's network effect. Bitcoin will add privacy. It will add these features. And obviously I disagree with that. I assume you do as well.
I don't agree with that. I mean, it's just like with our fiat currency right now. I mean, we don't have one fiat currency to rule them all. We have different nations. We have different economies. I believe the same thing will end up happening with crypto, where different economies exist based on those currencies. Bitcoin is going to stay here no matter what. I don't care what anybody says. It is the gold standard. That doesn't mean that Monero can't exist in that economy. That doesn't mean that Ripple can't. A scam like Ripple can't exist in that economy. These coins are going to stay, and if as long as people want to use them, that infrastructure's there. That's just how it's gonna be. You can always run code. It's not gonna die. I hate it when people say like, "Oh, it's going to zero and then it's gonna die." It doesn't just die. The code still exists. If the code still exists, then you could still use it as a viable currency.
Yeah, no, I agree with all those points, and that's what we call this Monerotopia. I think Monero needs to just, and we're doing it, right? We're creating our own island here. Whether Bitcoin gets larger or ultimately, whether Monero gets larger versus Bitcoin, Monero should be here to stay as long as we build up our own strong network effect of people that need digital cash. And so I think that's the way we need to start to think about it too, is just ignoring Bitcoin, ignoring the other cryptos, and realizing that we decide whether or not Monero, how successful Monero is. So I'm out there telling people all day about Monero, trying to bring more people into it because I think it will make it stronger. And that really is Monero's biggest obstacle right now. Bitcoin has a lot of other obstacles. I feel like it doesn't have privacy built in yet on the protocol level. It has all these things it needs to overcome. Monero has overcome a lot of those technical hurdles. And now really all we need to do is onboard people. And the more people we onboard, the stronger our network gets, the more liquidity we have here, and the more useful it becomes for everyone. And that can happen with or without Monero. That could happen whether or not, with or without Bitcoin. That could happen whether or not we're on certain exchanges. We can do all those things on our own as a community. The protocol is not going to be shut down as long as there's some way to get your hands on Monero, and there always will be. It's going to be impossible to stop people from getting it. It's completely permissionless. At the very least, you can mine it. And there's always going to be, ways to access people that have it. So we just need, I do think people need to just keep spreading the word, get out there and keep spreading the word about it. So we have 33 people on here.
All right.
So the prize right now would be $33 worth of Monero. I think we wait a little bit. Everybody try to, get the word out. Get the word out. See if you get more people on here. Let's make the prize a little bigger. One of the things I want to, so we interviewed, Peter McCormick. I'm sure you heard of him, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we had him on this week on Monero Talk.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, so that was good. And it turned into the usual me grilling, a Bitcoin maximalist about Monero and saying, well, what do you think about fungibility? The fact that Bitcoin lacks fungibility. And it got I didn't want it to get contentious at all. That wasn't really my angle, but it was like impossible not to. And
it's unfortunate it has to be that way, though. If you're really talking about trying to change the system and trying to change the way we do things with the fiat system, why can't we openly talk about what's the problem with what we're doing here? And I think the huge vulnerability that is so overlooked with Bitcoin is the mining problem. The ASIC resistance if you don't have that, you don't have decentralization, period, in my opinion. What Howard Chu did is unreal. And I know there's more people that went behind that research with RandomX, but that is what, in my opinion, is the game changer. If you have people that actually can participate in the system and be able to mine for these coins with their laptops, that is a fucking game changer.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of people that don't understand that or are just intentionally ignoring it. So a lot of Bitcoin maximalists just completely ignore that. They don't bring that up. They don't talk about it as being a problem with Bitcoin, the fact that it's tending towards centralization. It's completely ignored. I grilled Peter on that as well. So the bottom line with Peter is we had the talk. It got contentious, and he basically started it. He came on with saying, actually, I like Monero. I'm a Monero fan. But then it eventually turned into, well, Doug, if this is the approach you're taking, I actually don't like Monero as much as I did before this conversation started, because you're obviously, you're trying to pump your coin or something. I'm like, yeah. I'm not, man. I'm trying to talk to you about
all crypto is scams, right?
Right. And I'm like, Peter, you're trying to pump your coin, which is Bitcoin, and that's what everybody's doing, and we all know that, and that's fine. I'm like, but I'm trying to talk about what I see as being the flaws of Bitcoin. I'm like, just like you talk about what you see as being the flaws of fiat, or why Bitcoin's better than gold. So I'm describing to you why I think Monero is potentially better than Bitcoin.
And if you can't make a logical counter argument to that, you're pinned. And if you can't separate your ego aside, then why are you in Bitcoin in the first place?
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
So you want to play one of the clips? We're going to play one of the clips, and I'm not sure if we were going to post the video. I think
we were debating whether or not.
Basically, he was saying, you know what, Doug, you can post it if you want, but I'd rather redo the interview. He wants to
be prepared.
He wanted to bring somebody else on the show
to talk about tech.
Because he was saying we were getting too far in the weeds on on the technical sides of things, and it really wasn't that far in the weeds. We were literally just talking about whether or not fungibility is important.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
What's that?
That's a part of it. I mean, that's a part of the whole system. I mean,
yeah. And he was like, "Well, you're getting too technical for me." I'm like, if you think, that's not
cryptocurrency is technical.
Right, cryptocurrency is technical, and a conversation about fungibility is pretty technical. Basic, whether or not you think it's essential to crypto.
Yep.
But I'm not knocking him. It was great. The fact that he came on, was willing to have the convo, was awesome, and I would love for him to come back on and he could bring an expert.
I would love to talk to him. That'd be cool.
I'll try to bring a more tech-oriented guy from the Monero community on, maybe Justin would be willing to come on.
I'm surprised you didn't get Fluffy Pony on.
For what, tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we weren't trying. We were just doing,
more casual, chill session.
Well, we'll have new guests all the time. I think a lot of people have heard from Fluffy. We want to.
But wasn't Fluffy Pony your first interview on Monero Talk?
No. It took us a while to work up to Fluffy.
Oh, the Church of Monero guy. I think it was the actual.
Was the Church of Monero guy?
It was you and Brian first, and then
I thought it was
third
Fluffy.
episode.
Okay.
Whatever happened to the Church of Monero? Is that even a thing anymore? Let's see in the chat. Is anybody still doing Church of Monero?
I don't know.
I forget his name. That was a pretty wild project that got a little out of hand. Church of Monero, laughing my fucking ass off.
But that's when we had.
Is the Church of Monero guy still around? We got to get him back on.
I know.
That'd be great.
I think he was the first guest episode, because I know you and Brian were doing the.
But so I mean, this show we just want. We want to get people that just, users of Monero too. So anybody now that's watching, if you want to come on, we shared the Jitsi link. Share it again. Yeah. Jump on the show. I mean, this is just about casual chat about Monero. Come on, speak your mind.
I would love. Yeah, and I think that it's a great thing to be able to talk to like-minded people. Just about. It's therapeutic in my mind. If you try to hold this stuff in and not talk about it, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna seem crazy to a lot of people in your real life, day-to-day life. I think if you are able to conversate and to be able to talk about this stuff, the better it is. So please, I would love to talk to more people.
Yeah, definitely. The more, the better. I think that's another thing about the Monero community. Obviously, a lot of people are very privacy conscious, so they don't like being out there, which I think is completely understandable.
But there's a way to.
We also, we need to spread the word. We need to get the word out.
There's a way to do just the voice on there, right?
Yeah. You could shut off the video. You could do just voice. You could put a voice disguiser on. We've had people come on and do that.
Yeah.
The thing with Jitsi too, you don't need to create an account. You just got to click on the link. Is somebody on Jitsi now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I told him to chime. I told you.
Oh, does he want to talk?
I don't know. I messaged him on chat, or her, whoever this person is.
Oh, if you're there, is he on mute?
Yes.
I'll mute him. Let's see.
I don't know. Oh, he muted himself.
Oh, he muted himself.
Or she. I don't know.
Okay.
What the person is.
Interesting. All right. Well, who's ever on there, if you want to talk, let us know. message us on Jitsi. We'll unmute you. Or unmute yourself. Let's play the Peter McCormick thing let us know what do you guys think if we should post it. Let us know. I'm gonna play a short little clip, trying to get feedback from the community.
I think you should be able to hear it.
All right, we'll pull it up. What are people talking about in the chat? I love the Monerotopia type format. Nice. We've got some fans.
Audio, right?
How does the audience like the Miami Vice theme?
Yeah, people are saying they like the set. They like the set.
I do too.
My hope is it gets like crazier and crazier as Monero grows. I feel like we could slowly scale up the set.
All right, so I have a video here. Let me know.
Eventually, hopefully, we'll be streaming from an actual tropical island as opposed to my.
I want people to adopt Bitcoin, and that's good for my person.
Somebody's saying the neon's pretty red. Yeah, wait, pause it. The neon, we bought this neon sign. So
you're on 1.75? You
I know.
Do that?
So you want to tell the neon sign story?
Huh?
You want to tell the neon sign story?
I think you're better at it.
Trying to give you some airtime here.
Sunita, I want to hear your explanation on
my
this.
version of the story.
Yes, please.
Well,
I'm tired of talking to Doug.
I'm tired of talking. People are tired of
you're
hearing
doing a
you.
great job. People love to hear you.
So tell the story real quick.
I think you're doing a great job. So I guess the story. Hold on, I still have Peter on here.
Yeah, hold up with the Peter thing.
How do I get out of it? I gotta stop sharing. Oh no, but I went at
I think it's okay. It's not. It's
okay.
just showing up.
I do. I am curious because I haven't heard this yet. So
the story about
the neon sign.
the neon.
Oh,
sign.
both things I was talking about. But,
Yeah. Give a quick. Just tell them where we got the neon sign.
Yeah, we got the neon sign here in Queens. What was it in?
Sunita's very used to being behind the scenes, by the way,
so
guys.
Bear with me, guys.
So bear with that. We're bringing her out, but this is part of her charm.
Yes, I'm the quiet one behind the scenes.
You're opting in your privacy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
Giving
easing
away a
my
lot.
way into this environment.
Okay.
Nothing. We just went and we found it in Queens, and the guy charged. Well, are we telling the price?
No, we don't need to. It's embarrassing how much we paid.
We paid a lot, but we got the guy to.
What's his name? The something artist, the neon art. I think it's neon artist.
Neon artist or whatever. But we got the guy to do this sign in 4 days, I think.
Yeah, we told him we needed it right away.
Because we wanted it for for the first attempt Thursday, because we thought we were going to do it on Thursday, and turns out we had a lot of technical difficulties and we couldn't premiere the show on Thursday.
Oh, right.
So
yeah.
today.
I bet you that guy gets a lot of urgent neon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's a New Yorker. We're in New York for anybody who's tuning in, and his shop is in Ridgewood in Queens. He's been there his whole life. He actually has a documentary on Venmo. Somebody went and did a documentary of him about his neon sign shop. He's a really interesting guy.
Yeah.
It's a cool craft, actually. I mean, it's beautiful what he does.
So a buddy of mine actually makes, Nixie tubes.
Nixie tubes.
It's like a neon sign, but it's a tube. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's a tube. Just imagine it being a tube, but it's a Bitcoin ticker, right? So you're able to see the price. You could put this thing on your shelf, and it shows you the actual price in the currency that you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's neon, and it's got the whole, thing going on there. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Someone's saying we got to get Doug into office. Yeah, that was wild.
That was a wild.
We don't
need to
talk about that tonight.
So
I'm so glad that's over.
So I got to ask, right? How was that?
It was a fun experience. But when you look at politicians and you're like, why are they all douchebags? it's hard to go through the process and not become one. It's a really difficult thing, running for office and being an elected official. So a lot of respect to the ones that do it and manage not to become that. There are a few. I know them personally.
It's tough.
But
the system makes you that.
It makes you because
and
it's not
you have
really.
to try to please everyone, and it's impossible.
You do.
So.
Sunita, just like she was by my side through the whole thing, helping me out. It puts so much stress on you because you have to deal with all these different people that expect so much from you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overpromise anything because you don't want to be that guy. You know, if you want to do it right, if you want to just be a phony, it's a lot easier. But if you actually want to like live up to your values and speak your mind, it's very difficult. And you have people trying to pull you in different ways. You have groups of people with influence that are approaching you, trying to get you to change your mind on things, basically, you know, threatening that they're not going to vote for you, which is understandable. That's democracy. But it's very hard as a person in that position to deal with all that. And it's tough. It's definitely, I don't know if I would do it again. You know, people are asking me that. And then the thing is, once you get elected, especially in Congress, it's really hard then to get the job done and actually make progress. I would certainly would have been out there, you know, talking about Monero, which would have been very cool. And, you know, all the things I really boiled down to my strong idealism for liberty. And that was really what my platform was. I wasn't running as a libertarian, but I really kind of am philosophically. I was running as a Republican, and that's just because locally I'm involved in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
But yeah, short answer, it was awesome. Awesome experience. It was extremely tiring. And it was like emotionally exhausting trying to deal with everybody.
I do have a question for you though, because and I'm not trying to make this a political discussion at all, because this is not what Monerotopia is about. But you being someone that is decentralized oriented, right? Being someone that is decentralized oriented, and I'm not one party or another, but in my opinion, Donald Trump was a narcissist and a centralized figure that you had to pander to be able to make your way through the GOP. If it was me, I couldn't tolerate that. I would have just thrown my hands up and not ran. I don't know how you did that, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I always, you know, I couldn't lose my base of Republicans here.
Yeah.
So I had to be very careful with it. But I was always very open with people, telling them, you know, all the things that I didn't like about Donald Trump, and I was very clear with them. I had people straight up that call. You know, one of the things I did, I put my phone number out to everybody and let anybody text me with the question, and I plastered it everywhere. I put it up on signs. We drove around with my car. We built anybody that was following the campaign a little bit. Yeah, we ran a very strong grassroots campaign. I mean, you go into this district, the congressional 4th district, and you ask anybody if they know the name Tuman, a lot of people will be like, yeah, no, we heard about it during the campaign.
We saw his sign.
The reason I lost, I lost is, well, number one, I was running against an incumbent. She's a Democrat. This district is heavily weighed in the Democratic favor. There's a lot more Democrats than Republicans. And so many people came out to vote against Donald Trump, you know, and I had a lot of them that like, you know, that when they met me, whether they were a Democrat or Republican, they liked me, especially, you know, I got in front of the Dems and they liked me, but I was only able to get in front of so many of the Dems. But they came out in overwhelming numbers to vote against Donald Trump. So it was like a wave, and it was hard, you know. If I was able to get in front of every single Democrat that came out to vote, I think I would have won. Yeah. But the vast majority of them came out. They didn't even know there was a congressional race going on. They just came out to vote against, in the presidential race. But yeah, I was very outspoken of Trump. I let people know that I was voting Republican because of the policies. I voted for Trump, but I didn't like Trump as a person, and there was a lot of things I didn't like about him. But I couldn't vote for Biden, man. I just couldn't do it.
You're right, and I think the problem is the problem is that ever since like Ross Perot or any of the other third party type of figures, they don't. Every time that they're allowed to get on stage and debate these guys to try to get a third party into the office, then they raise the stakes up one more bit. They don't want any more than two parties. Two parties control the system. If you have a third party, a new movement that the people want, you can't do that because every single time someone gets on stage, they raise the bar another level.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But I don't want to talk politics more because I think people don't want to hear about the politics.
Understood.
Jungle Book is saying this is cringy. Sorry, Jungle Book. See, this is what you got to deal with. This is what you got to deal with.
This is what
I wouldn't
happens
discuss your
let's
political.
put on the Peter McCormick.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
Yeah, I think he's a hardcore. I think he really dislikes Trump, which is completely understandable. Completely understandable. We got it.
Let's put on the Peter McCormick.
I don't want to be pulling it. Tone Vase. I don't know if you watch Tone Vase at all, but he's gotten super political on his channel.
Let's put this on. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Already. Okay.
Agreed. Jungle Book. Fashion.
In particular, that really doesn't happen much at all. But during this talk today, in order to make these points, I have to say these things, and I think it's important to say.
Individual. I just want to finish my point because I didn't finish it.
Bitcoin at all. What is the purpose of Bitcoin?
Well, I think it depends on the individual, but I just want to finish my point because I didn't finish earlier. It's like, obviously I hold Bitcoin and I want people to adopt Bitcoin, and that's good for my personal holdings as well. And you're the same with Monero, but I feel like you're now finding ways to attack Bitcoin, try and get people to adopt Monero, and I just don't think that's going to be a successful strategy for you. I think.
I'm not. I'm pointing out the flaws of Bitcoin, just like Bitcoiners point out the flaws of fiat currency. Right.
True, but I think in doing that, this isn't making me want to promote Monero more. I think if you talked about it more as a complementary technology, and talked about what the two of them did, because you're not going to dethrone Bitcoin. I mean, you can try. Good luck. And if I thought that this was this conversation, I would have said to you, what, let's write down the topics. Let's do it another day. Because I could go and do my research and at least come armed with the right arguments or the right defenses or the right, the answers. I'm somebody who asks questions, not tends to answer them. But you're not going to dethrone Bitcoin. That ship sailed now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. It doesn't have to be a dethroning of Bitcoin. Agreed.
Feels like that's what you're trying. It feels like that's what you're trying to do, though. Like you convinced yourself that Bitcoin is a poor technology, and that's why people should adopt Monero. But I think that's the wrong approach because I think they're both technologies have flaws. Like I'm just reading about fungibility, and you know what? Actually, you're right. There is a fungibility issue with Bitcoin, but it's not all Bitcoin.
All right. So pause. So did you hear? It's like I'm just now reading about fungibility and realizing there is a fungibility. Like, how do you not know about that, and how is that not something you're concerned about if you're out there promoting Bitcoin? So. I mean, because I was grilling him on it during the interview, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure." And then he went and did some Googling, and during the show, he Googled and realized that there is a fungibility problem with Bitcoin. So that's, that's concerning. And by the way, anytime I said he thinks I'm just concern trolling, which is another thing Bitcoiners. So anytime you criticize Bitcoin, you're concern trolling. So I guess that means we're not supposed to talk or criticize because it's concern trolling, and that's a bad thing.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're like not supposed to do that?
I guess because it's it's a pejorative thing, concern trolling. That sounds bad. Yeah, so I don't think you're not supposed to criticize.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Okay. But the thing is, the crazy part is that the whole point of cryptocurrency, the whole point that Satoshi is making with his white paper is to concern troll the fiat system. Is to propose a new solution to the problem that we face from here on out.